Hey tribe, how you guys doing today? Thank you for joining us again. So today I was planning on doing what I call my rising ritual, and I'm going to go through everything that I do when I do my deep state meditations, when I really try to do my, whether you want to call it astral projection or dissociation or whatever term that you choose, I believe that it's all kind of a semantical debate over the same thing. And so a couple of the fundamental principles that I want to talk about before I get started that are important for throughout the exercise, but that I will probably forget to talk about as I'm doing it. I'm going to try and walk you guys through the things that I'm doing as I'm doing them. And this is the first video of this, and it's a rough draft, so please be gentle. Know that I will record multiple copies in the future. But to start off with, if you think of the world in the terms of quantum physics, or as I understand it anyways, is, an atom is 99.9% empty space. And basically, all that we are really seeing when we're looking at things is the projection of the electromagnetic image that's returned to us. But the reality of the situation is most of our body is empty space, even though we have the illusion of a solid matter. And so as I'm going through the exercises and everything, I try to keep a constant, steady breathing cadence. Not always perfect. Life is a progression. Know that you will get better as you go. But the reason why I bring that up is as I'm going through, I always try to imagine myself as a hollow straw, and really just the outside image is all that really is projected into this dimension of reality, or all that you really can see, touch, and feel. And the inside of me is, I imagine like a giant straw. And so as I'm breathing in, I am pulling all of the energies from the universe through the top of my skull, down through my body, out my toes and into the earth. And then when I breathe out, it goes the opposite way. And so what I'm doing as I'm going through my breath work, as I'm going through this process, is I'm constantly recycling the energy through me both directions, and I am imagining that energy. If you imagine all of the self-doubt and self-worth issues and the negativities and all of the things that hold you down as denser particles, what this is doing is this is flushing those denser particles down into the earth and out into the universe, and down into the earth and out into the universe, and constantly replacing those heavier energies with light. That's another way that I think about it when I'm doing my meditation sometimes, is I envision a beam of light going through me one way and then through me the other. And every time that it flashes through, almost like a Xerox machine, as it's coming up and back down, it is gathering all of those negativities and pushing them into the earth, and then bringing them all back up into the universe. And so I'm constantly recycling my energy and just basically trying to be a conduit of the greater universe. The other thing that I'm trying to do as I'm going through this process is I'm trying to remember in my mind, almost as a 3D map, where those negativities and toxins and everything are located in my body. And that will become relevant in the meditation portion of this. This will be designed, and future ones for sure, in a way that if you set up a playlist for one of the meditations that I've recorded, and you start with this, and you have seamless playback, it will just go straight into whatever the meditation is that you want to do. And that's how I do my personal practice. So we're going to go ahead and do to start is I like to take, and same with that beam of light idea, I sit on my sit bones and I imagine a straight beam of light going through my body like a laser, completely straight. And anytime, I'll weave around for a little bit. And then once I feel like the bottom of my spine is locked in on that beam of light, then I'll move just a little bit farther up. And I keep moving back and forth, trying to align every single vertebrae all the way up through from my root to the tip of my head. And once I feel like I've got myself completely in alignment, my hands to my chest, and I set the intention to push myself only to the stage of uncomfortability. One of the other key aspects of this whole process is there is no competition, there's no any kind of, who's got the biggest tail feather. Like, this is just you expanding yourself. And so you only want to go to the edge of uncomfortability, never to pain. If it hurts, back off a little bit. Take a few deep breaths. And then, if you can push yourself a little farther next time, push yourself a little farther next time. But this, I believe, is a process that will constantly guide me to become the best version of myself, to track down all of those tensions and inconsistencies in my body, and to help myself become one single homeostasis organism in complete harmony with all of my cells and all of my energies and all of my thoughts and all of my feelings and all of my beliefs. And so I just set that intention. Now, we'll rise to our feet. I'm standing at the back of my mat, but you can stand at the front of yours. It's just easier for the camera this way. We will again do the same thing. Get ourselves aligned. Hands on our chest. And this beginning part is going to be mostly a yoga-based practice. You'll recognize some of the moves. Basically, we're going to do a few different variations of a sun salutation. Keeping in mind constantly that we want to have as close to a precise alignment of our body as possible, within means of your comfort level and availability. If you got injuries or you got places that you can't quite go as far as you can. Don't go any farther. This is just all about you learning your body and becoming a whole being, which I think is the real definition behind holy. So go ahead and rise our hands above our head, stretch as far back as we can, try to make our body as long as possible on the front side. Then we will do what they call a forward fold, all the way down. Breathe in. And then as we breathe out and we come down, we'll go to our hands and knees, or to our hands and feet to a plank, down through and up into cobra. The downward dog. Bring your front leg in between your hands. Tilt your back leg at a perpendicular angle. I like to try to center my front foot and my back foot so that they're in a perfect line. Find your balance, and when you're ready, rise up. Again, try to keep your hips square. Try to lean forward, and you really want to stretch. You want to imagine elongating the top of your skull and the bottom of your tailbone. Same with your hands. And then as you rotate out into Warrior Two, I always pop my hip that way. It's actually my favorite way to pop my hip. Really want to try and keep your arms in perfectly straight lines. One thing that I've come to realize through my process is that there is a perfect place a perfect line for everything. And the closer that we can get to that line, the easier it is for us to dissolve our petty egos and negativities and all the things that hold us back. So now I'll go into a back bend. Again, just stretch and take a deep breath in and out. Come forward. Deep breath in and out. Back up to warrior 2. Warrior 1. Bring your hands to your mat. Go through your vinyasa. Now we'll do the same thing with our other side. Left foot forward. Rotate your back foot. Stand up straight. And into warrior 2. You really want to make sure that your joints are stacked, your ankle to your knee to your hip. You really want, I try to imagine almost like I can't think of what they're called. The mimes where they pretend like they're between two pieces of glass, just holding you completely flat. Into my back bend. Into warrior 2. Whoop. Lost my balance a little bit there. Warrior 1. And down. This time we'll take 3 breaths in our downward dog. And then we will hop forward, do our forward fold, our half lift, forward fold, reverse swan dive, and hands back to the heart. Take 1 full deep breath. Now we'll go to chair. Same thing, always want to try and keep that full alignment and keep bringing that energy through your fingertips all the way down to your toes and back the other way. Forward fold, half lift, down to plank, down to your mat, up to cobra, back to downward dog. This time we're gonna, similar to the last one, we're gonna move our right leg all the way between our front legs. But this time we're gonna keep our back foot straight, drop our knee to the ground, come up, fold all the way back, really kind of squatting down in and spreading your shoulders, your shoulder blades together and back. And then I come back and I try to balance. Now this next part is a little bit trickier, and depending on where my mind's at, sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's not. But we're gonna rise up into an airplane, and then we're gonna bring ourselves hands to chest, knee up, then leg straight back into an airplane, rotate our arms around and down, and back through to the cobra, downward dog, left leg forward, really sink in, really struggle with balance, one of the things that has been shown to me by several instructors is to really focus on spreading your toes. Up into your cobra. cobra. Back to your downward dog. But this time from here, what we're going to do is we're going to stick our right leg straight back. Stretch it as far back as we can go. Up to our right elbow. This time we're going to go up and back like a scorpion. And then bring it around and underneath into pigeon. Now this is a particularly difficult position to put yourself in. You really want to make sure that you're not putting too much pressure on your knee. Make sure to flex your ankle so that you don't have that tension on the knee. Sometimes you need to place something underneath your hip to give you a little bit of something to lean against there. And then we'll fold down as far as we can go. Whether you need to go down onto your elbows first and then slowly reach your arms forward. If you can get your head all the way to the mat, that's ideal, but it's not going to be like that at the beginning. We're just going to breathe here a couple breaths. Now, as we begin to rise up, bring your hands back to shoulder width apart. Pull your toe underneath on your left foot. Bring yourself up to a plank. Kick your right leg all the way back and shake it out a second. Down to plank. Through your vinyasa. And if you just want to go straight to down dog, that's cool too. We'll do the left leg. Stretch back. Left elbow. Up and over like a scorpion. Into pigeon. You might notice that your body is different from one side to the other. That is common and okay. Again, hands under your shoulders. Lift yourself up into a plank. Shake your knee out. Into your downward dog. Jump to the front of your mat. Do a forward fold. Into your chair pose. And stand up, hands to your chest. So that is the yoga portion. And that whole process, hopefully we have kind of got our whole body loose a little bit. We've kind of noticed where our aches and pains and tensions are. And that kind of is key for this next little part. Not key, but you'll understand here in a minute. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our feet about the width of a mat if you got one. If not, just a little bit wider than your shoulders. And what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in and imagine a giant balloon. And breathe out, and we're going to push it together into a little ball. And we're going to visualize that this ball of energy in between our hands is continuing to grow. So we're going to do this 9 times. Now we're going to grab that ball of energy, we're going to bring it up, close our fists together, bring it to our chest, and we're going to begin in our armpit on our left side. And what you want to visualize is that you're just taking all of this energy and you're just cramming it into your body, just making it so there is almost like I imagine too much pressure in a balloon, and you'll see why here in a second. So we're going to go through, and you find spots that are a little sore, give it a little bit of extra energy there. Turn it around, over the top of your head, just packing all of this positive, loving, healthy energy that we just gathered into the entirety of our bodies. We go all the way down, back through our hips, down through our legs. I always make sure to lift up on my toes and get the bottoms of my feet. Come back up on the opposite side. Kind of follow the meridians if you follow much Chinese medicine. Come up to the top of your head. And that last couple pops on your head, if you got to do it a few extra times, you just want to get rid of all the rest of that energy that's in your hand so that you don't waste none. Just put it all up in there, all up in your third eye, in your energy center there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take an open hand. We're going to reach on and we're going to follow the same path, but this time what we're going to do is there's all that extra energy in there. We're going to try and pull out the negative, pull out the stress, pull out whatever which way you want to talk about that negative feeling, but we're just going to pull that out and throw it away. Let's go through and just get rid of all that extra space. That's why we pump up all that extra energy, is so there's just all this. You need to remove some of that tension, you know what I mean, before that balloon explodes. You just gotta release just a little bit of pressure. Go through and keep pulling all those negativities out. Keep pulling all of that stress and tension, all those those mean people at work, and those people in traffic, and those people that have power over your life that don't know how to exercise it properly. You just want to take all those negativities, all that self-talk, all that self-loathing, all that I'm not good enough, I'll never be enough, I'm not enough. You just want to throw all that shit away. Get rid of it, man. You don't need none of that. Now, what we've done is we've got all these empty spaces everywhere from where we just took all those negativities out. So we're going to come back through, just like patting out some dough into a nice, smooth, even layer. We're going to go around and we're just going to pat all that energy back out so that we just got just a uniform energy pattern through our whole body. Keep breathing. I like to, when I'm not trying to also talk at the same time, I like to do like a squared breathing technique where it's 3 in, hold for 3, 3 out, hold for 3, or whatever you feel comfortable with. It's a little easier for that pattern when you're doing like something like yoga where you're a little intense and you're, kind of working up something. If you're doing it just at the beginning of the day, just doing that particular part of it, just to set yourself and your intention for the day, then you can maybe do a little longer breaths. Maybe do like a 6 count all the way around. And now what we're going to do is we're going to interlace our fingers so that it makes almost like a crown shape, if you can see that. And we're going to fold our hands in so that our pointer fingers are pointing out and all the rest are pointing in. Lay our thumbs together over the top, almost like a volleyball, like if we're going to play volleyball. And we're going to start and we're going to go through all of our chakras and we're going to recite. So for me, I will share with you guys my mantra. As you go along your own journey, you're probably going to find a mantra that suits you better, or you're more than welcome to steal mine. Twist it, adjust it, make it whatever you need to help you become the best version of you. So we'll start at our root. And we're going to work our way up to our crown. I am a child of the light, blessed by the universe. I am a light worker, bringing light into the world, and the universe responds in kind. I no longer chase that which is not meant for me, for I am a beacon of light and attract that which is. I am a child of the light, blessed by the universe. I am a light worker, bringing light into the world, and the universe responds in kind. I no longer chase that which is not meant for me, for I am a beacon of light and attract that which is. I am a child of the light, blessed by the universe. I am a light worker, bringing light into the world, and the universe responds in kind. I no longer chase that which is not meant for me, for I am a beacon of light and attract that which is. I am a child of the light, blessed by the universe. I am a light worker, bringing light into the world, and the universe responds in kind. I no longer chase that which is not meant for me, for I am a beacon of light and attract that which is. I am a child of the light, blessed by the universe. I am a light worker, bringing light into the world, and the universe responds in kind. I no longer chase that which is not meant for me, for I am a beacon of light and attract that which is. I am a child of the light, blessed by the universe. I am a light worker, bringing light into the world, and the universe responds in kind. I no longer chase that which is not meant for me, for I am a beacon of light and attract that which is. Thank you for joining me today in this rising ritual. I will continue to post different versions and modifications on it as they come. But this is just the way that I get myself into the mode where I can really delve deep into those places. My favorite thing to do after this is to do the Tracking Down Traumas meditation that we have in our list on Spotify, because it really allows us to go to our Eden. My Eden is the one I show you in the video, and it really allows us to find those traumas without being afraid of them, and gather them up and put them in a place where we can keep them for later, so that they're not just out there in the wild, ready to spring at us at any moment. That way they're contained. I love you all, tribe. Thank you for aspiring to be the best version of yourself today. May we continue to bring light into each other's lives. Thank you for being a part of my life today. Namaste.